Today we're going to discover what Explorers was in the past and what it is today. Hey, ScouterStan, let's talk about Explorers. I was an explorer, believe it or not, for 2 years. 1 year in one post. They called them posts. And eventually, I think they even called them crews at one time. Anyways, they had different things going on. Originally, back in 1935, they had groups of people, like an explorer patrol in a troop. That originally was kind of what they were doing back in that time. Now in 1949, this is after the war, and they are just getting back into scouting and getting it reorganized and getting it going again. They reorganized explorers, crews, officially. This was an official division of scouting as a standalone part of the scouting program, which included some very unique things, such as Air Scouts and Sea Scouts. Now, Sea Scouts have been around since 1912, but they were kind of independent and they wanted to come under the scouting umbrella, under the entire package of scouting. So in 1949, they actually became Sea Explorers. Now in 1998, Sea Explorers switched back to becoming Sea Scouts. And this was under the venturing division. In 2016, Sea Scouting became its own official program on its own. Now, Air Scouts back in 1949 had their squadrons, which were actually put together about 1941 to 1949. They became the Air Explorers at that point, like the Sea Explorers, and remained so until 1965. Now the Air Scouts were actually disbanded in 1985 and then were incorporated directly into the Aviation Careers Explorers, which exists today. Now back in 1959, it was all set up as a separate program from scouting. Now in 1969, they kind of expanded explorers into different careers. Now these could be careers or trades, definitely professional type exposure for young people to kind of understand the business world. 1971 came along and the females were now invited to join explorers. With explorers being co-ed, my own wife was an explorer. By 1981, the explorers expanded into law enforcement, fire and rescue, and healthcare. In 1991, the Learning for Life started up, and that was really for different careers that explorers were involved in. By 2013, Learning for Life was its own affiliate of scouting. And scouting in the explorer world still exists even today. Look into it. Young people are going to ask about it. This is something we need to do as adult leaders. We need to make sure that we know what is available. Sea Scouts are awesome, okay? And you've got your law enforcement explorers. You have your different posts that they have out there. These are incredible things, incredible opportunities for young people to get involved and really develop, either understand what a business is, how that works. You know, this is something that's critical at this juncture in their lives. We are a big part of that. And we want to make sure that they have those opportunities. So look into it. You need to do a little more research. I've got stuff in the description, wherever they chose to put it this week. So that description, there are links in there. Look at them. Read up on this subject. It is fascinating. And from experience, I was an explorer. I did it for 2 different crews. One crew did reenactments with black powder rifles. This was, in the 70s, okay? It was a long time ago. And then later, my wife and I, we were high school students. We actually joined a post that was in a computer store in the 80s, early 80s, okay? So it was, we were learning about computers. That was the fun thing. Scouting is fun, and we do a lot of fun stuff. And because of that, I'm going to do the Scout Masters or the Scouters joke, I guess. Is that right? Yeah, whatever. It's something that everybody seems to like. So I'm going to continue on for this season, okay? If you don't like it, please let me know, all right? If you do like them, let me know, okay? Send me a note. Let's go ahead and do our Scouters joke. Why couldn't the bicycle stand up on its own? It was too tired. Sometimes that's actually a pretty good one. I will admit, that's a nice one. All right, well, you do so much for your scouts. Please keep up that work. And, a lot of these subjects, a lot of the Cub Scout leaders kind of phase out, okay? And a lot of the troops kind of turn away. We need to know about all of it, okay? Because we have America's youth are looking to you for guidance, for help, for mentoring, okay? And that's the wonderful thing. You keep up doing that great work, and I will see you on the trail.